Good morning, Gills fans, and welcome back to Gills in the Blood TV. That time of the week again. We are back now, obviously after having a little sabbatical and holiday in Germany last week, before returning for the wonderful experience that was Charlton away. Anyway, AD's press conference this morning pre-Fleetwood, and then a little match preview, team lineup suggestion, and maybe a little match prediction before what is effectively cup final day again tomorrow, isn't it? It's two massive games left. We have to approach them like cup finals and go into them thinking we cannot lose. That has to be the approach. Obviously, win tomorrow and we can relax going up to visit Justin, our old friend, next Sunday. But let's have a look at AD's press conference this morning. Dropped a bit of a bombshell on right at the beginning. Apparently Bradley Dack is not available now for the last two games due to suspension. The FA seems to have acted, we're not sure what for. He didn't really elaborate. He just said that he's been done by the FA for the incident at MK Dons, which is a little odd because he got sent off at MK Dons and served a two-game suspension and then returned at Charlton. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but apparently he's not available. Did his usual, went on about how well we played at Charlton, but we weren't ruthless enough in both boxes. Spoke of Josh Parker, said he was very positive, even out of position at left wing-back. It's just another to add to the list, isn't it? We had about 6 or 7, I think I wrote about yesterday at Charlton that played in the wrong position, and Josh Parker's just another. And I think I said it summed it up that he was actually our best player second half in an attacking sense, and that's just how we roll at the moment. Team news: he said that Mark Burns 50-50. He missed Charlton away due to a hamstring problem, and he's also had upset stomach during the week and has not been well. I think Mark himself tweeted something to sort of back that up yesterday, a picture of a bug and a poorly face, sickness bug, genius emojis. He then said, AD, that everyone else is available, and then in the next sentence said that Joe Quigley's got a groin problem but should be okay. So your guess is as good as mine. Bright, chomping at the bit, train well, yada yada yada, bore off, fed up with hearing it, just go and win us a football match, yes mate. Was asked about the bobbly pitch at the Priestfield, said that Josh Wright touched on it in previous home games, and asked would that help us more than Fleetwood, because Fleetwood are proper football inside and like to get it down. Goes back to what I said yesterday in my blog piece that I wrote. We're just long ball merchants now. We get it and we go early as soon as possible, regardless whether we've got a target man up front or Elliot List or a Hobbit, Dwarf. Doesn't matter, we go long as soon as possible, and tend to bypass any creative players that we have, unfortunately. Need the crowd, need the 12 men. We've been immense, we've been brilliant, support's vital. That again, copy and paste. Need to get over the line by hook or by crook. Will be a great achievement. Really? AD? It's not just me that's mentioned in the last few days that when you turned up on your White Stallion back in January, the aim was the playoffs. Now it's a great achievement if we scrape our way to a Wintermore and avoid relegation with a game to spare. Guess the goalposts have changed. Spoke about how unlucky we were against teams like Chesterfield, Peterborough and MK Dons. Unlucky or can't see games out. I'll let you Gills fans decide that. Fairness to him, and without battering him completely, he did say though that the table doesn't lie and where we are is where we are for a reason. Results were kind to us on Monday. I think the only thing that took a real battering was the goal difference. Obviously it was -3 and it negated all the hard work that was done on Good Friday, which I missed, yippee. So that's now 2 home wins I've missed this season for one reason or another. Was asked, has there been any discussions regarding his future? He said no, they're just concentrating on the next 2 games. Probably has to say that. All in it together, we've heard before, from top to bottom everyone's working hard, need to stay in this league, we've heard before. Was asked about the home form under his guidance, and in fairness it's not been a disaster. I think it's only 2 defeats. Obviously we got bashed by Bolton and the last minute defeat at home to Peterborough. Obviously there's not been enough wins. Bristol Rovers, Scunthorpe and Southend, but generally, fingers crossed, he said, against the better sides, the so-called better sides, we tend to be better. Last home game, he's desperate for us to end on a high for us as the fans and for himself and the players, and go and do it then. Spoke about Cody and how great he was on Friday. 2 great finishes, obviously got us over the line and won us the game 3-1. He just had one of them games Monday, unfortunately. He was booked for diving, and in fairness, I've seen the replay back, it did look like a bit of an attempt to con the referee, shall we say. He missed a big chance at 0-0 when he sliced it into the side netting, and AD touched on that and said, yeah, it obviously proved crucial, but he'd rather be in there to miss rather than not getting chances. Ruthless in both boxes. We've heard that all season. We've heard that since he came in. We was Friday. We wasn't Monday. League very open. Anyone can beat anybody on the day. Spoke about Bolton and how they've suddenly struggled in the last 3 games, failing to score. Obviously, we need them to do us a favour tomorrow because I think they've got Port Vale. But he said it's pressure. It happens to the best of them, even at the top end of the table. It's a different kind of pressure trying to get out of the league at one end, and it's a different kind of pressure down the other end trying to stay in it. So there wasn't a lot more. He was asked about who buys the champagne if we win tomorrow and Port Vale lose, but he didn't really answer it, and that was kind of it. So that was the end of the press conference. Little short and sweet one today, and let's have a look forward to tomorrow's massive game. Looking at the Thursday edition of the Midway Messenger, that's the headline on the back. Let's save ourselves. AD clearly doesn't want it to go to the last day where we might have to rely on others. So it's great if people keep helping us out, but we need to sort it out ourselves. Little piece, AD, this is tough love. It's been hard, he says, the job, but he's still enjoying it. He's here because he wants to be, and he's being paid to do what he loves. He said that before. Deji Osalaja inside writes and says that we're sticking together and we've got enough quality to get out of trouble, but we've got to go and prove that on the pitch. The shouting men this week is Jamie Day. Can't let the loss linger. Says it takes him a couple of days as a coach to get over it, and then it's foot forward, chest out, shoulders back, and start looking at the head to the next one. Sounds like he sounds like AD Pennant though. There's a paragraph here. I thought we passed the ball pretty well against Charlton, but it came down to both boxes and we weren't ruthless enough. AD touches briefly on the incident between a supporter and Bradley Dack at the end of the Charlton game and says that you have to have thick skin in this business, unfortunately, and we have to take criticism on the chin. I'm all for that. I don't disagree with that if it's constructive criticism, but some of the stuff that Dacky was having chucked at him was not on it. He crossed the line as far as I'm concerned, but I'm not going to give it any more airtime. Charlton report, weak points exposed again. We weren't ruthless enough, says boss AD. Jill's Scrap Awards dinner, that obviously got tweeted last week. There is no award ceremony now. They're going to do it tomorrow before kick-off. Potentially the biggest game of the season. Cracking idea. Don't worry, boys. Here, don't prepare properly. Don't get yourselves in the zone in the change room. Go and pick up a trophy. Well done for being rubbish for 9 months. Lone players look tired. That was the reason for Harry Cornick and Joe Quigley being withdrawn at half-time on Easter Monday. He said that he thought he'd give them a chance, even though they looked tired, because they put in a good shift against Bristol Rovers, even though they weren't both on the pitch when we scored our last 2. Make of that what you will. A little bit about Mark Byrne and his injury Monday, which we've already touched on. He went through in the press conference. So let's have a look at Fleetwood. Let's make no bones about this. This is going to be a massive task tomorrow. Generally, we've been good against the so-called better sides, which is one positive we can take. Obviously, we've been to Bradford under 80 and Sheffield United and picked up draws. We've beaten Scunthorpe and Southend and Bristol Rovers at home, and picked up a good draw with Millwall a couple of weeks ago. So that's the positive. Just looking at their results, though, I mean, generally they're good away from home. I think in their last 6, they've won 4, drawn 1 and only lost 1. Their last away game, they beat Peterborough. Their only defeat actually was at Oldham, which was a little bit surprising. But before that, they went to Oxford and won well. Picked up a clean sheet at Bury, one at Walsall. And the bigger picture is they've only lost 3 games in the league this year, I think. Yep, 3 games in the league this year, but they have all come in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, in the last 9. But it's going to be a monumental task for us. We're going to have to be at it from first whistle to last. Our home form is not disastrous by any means. I think in the last 6 we've won 3, drawn 1, lost 2, which we touched on a little bit earlier. So we've been all right at home, and AD did touch on that a little bit in his press conference. It's not a fortress yet, not by any stretch of the imagination, but we're getting there. And it will be up to us as fans, and we know that. And despite the fact that we've all probably had enough and are sick to the back teeth of this gut-wrenchingly turgid season, we're going to have to go there and sing and scream and encourage and shout and try and put pressure on their players, just to get us over the line by hook or by crook, to quote the great football genius. Looking at their individuals, no star players. They're just a very good squad that's been put together by a very good manager in Uwe Rosler at this level. Amari Bell, I think he's was in the running, or is in the League One team of the year, or I think I read, or I've dreamt it, I'm not sure. David Ball is their top scorer. He's got 13 goals this season, but they share him about. Devontae Cole's come in, he's got 8. Looking further down the list, Ashley Hunt has got 10, so he's in double figures. Nathan Pond is a stalwart of this team right from back in day one, when they was sort of in the Northern Manchester Leagues or whatever they were called. Just a proper squad of hard-working players, not individuals, no egos. Everyone wants to play for each other, and they've got a very, very good manager at this level in Uwe Rosler. And for us, if we can stay in this league, we could do worse than look at teams like Fleetwood and use them as some sort of template and guide, because they've done very, very well this season. They're massively punching above their weight, which is, and fair play to them. I hope they do well in the playoffs. It'd be great to see, but tomorrow, obviously, we want them to be absolutely rubbish. I've not seen any team news in terms of them yet. Our team, I've had a look. We won't play 4 at the back, so I'm going to resign myself to the fact that it's going to be 3 centre-backs. So this is how I would line up for us. Let's hope you can see that. I would go Thomas Holy in goal. I would bring back Zesh Raymond and play him alongside Deji Osalaja and Max Amar at the back. Need some experience and some talking in there. Cornick has already been touched on. Harry Cornick, he's not fit, he's tired, so I would play Ryan Jackson at right wing back. We'll have to persist with Lee Martin at left wing back due to lack of options, unless someone like Josh Parker played there, but I'd want to get him further forward on the fact that now we've got no Bradley Dack and he's got pace. I think Jake Hessenthaler will probably keep his place alongside Josh Wright in the middle of midfield. And then I would go 3 up top, but sort of 2 in behind 1. So I would like to see Rory Donnelly, who I thought done all right when he come on against Charlton. He missed a couple of decent chances. He had a free kick that was bundled away by the keeper. And Josh Parker done very well, and I played Cody up front. On the bench, obviously, Stuart Nelson, Emmanuel Osadebe, Mark Byrne, Elliot List, Harry Cornick, Joe Quigley and Noel and Bow. We're going to need goals. We're not going to keep a clean sheet, so we need to create plenty of chances. So let's give ourselves the best opportunity to do that. Right, to finish up, the dreaded prediction. Obviously, I wasn't there last Friday. A couple of people have told me maybe I should stay away tomorrow. Based on our decent enough home form recently, the last 2 have been good. We've beaten Bristol Rovers and drawn with Millwall. And I'm hoping and praying and crossing everything that our players are going to realise that they've got to be up for this tomorrow massively, and know that if they win, then the job's done this season as far as I'm concerned now. It's been a massive disappointment, yes, but all we can care about now as supporters is staying in this league. And based on that, I'm going to go for Gillingham 2, Fleetwood 1. Trying to be optimistic. Anyway, that's enough from me. We will see you tomorrow for Match Day Live, which may be the last one of the season. Thanks again for all your support so far. Over 200 subscribers. Absolutely crazy. 10,000 views on the videos. Much appreciated. Please keep telling everyone about us. And until tomorrow, up the Gills.